Pinchy Kobe.
We are called to assist the earth to heal her woods.
Because if you go inside the Garden of Eden, there are many beautiful flowers. Each of them has a different color, and each of them is a different species, but they does not compete. See? So music should never compete because it comes from the same divine mind.
I think as far as Africa is concerned, music cannot be for enjoyment. Music has to be for revolution.
I wouldn't ever claim that one day I said and thought, oh, I'm going to be a freedom fighter.
Pinchy Kobe.
No, I was born out of the conditions of the country that determined who I ultimately became.
Long live African freedom fighters, and long live African unity.
Pinchy Kobe Radio, bridging the gap.
Pinchy Kobe to the world.
Blessed love family, this is Stephen Golding in Kingston, Jamaica on Power 106 FM. You're tuned into Pinchy Kobe Radio, bridging the gap for the Africans at home and abroad.
Coming live from Mend FM Nigeria, this is Bukola. Yes, so we are bridging the gap at Pinchy Kobe Radio.
Yeah, this is yours truly, DJ Yoga, representing Asaase Radio, Accra, Ghana. And we are bridging the gap between Africa and the diaspora right here. Let's go.
Live from Monrovia, Liberia, this is Benedict promising on Love FM 105.1 with the program Bridging the Gap on Pinchy Kobe Radio. So much, so we can you feel it? So much, they make that easy.
This is Edward Anis Jawad on AYV Radio 101.7 FM, coming to you live from the capital city, Freetown in Sierra Leone. You're tuned in to Pinchy Kobe Radio, bridging the gap.
Welcome to Bridging the Gap live on Asaase 99.5. Today is a pilot edition, and it's a pilot. We're actually trying the system, connecting a lot of countries all across the continent and also in the Caribbean. Today we are live in Ghana on Asaase 99.5 FM, and we're also live in Sierra Leone on AYV. That's right. In Freetown, Sierra Leone. We also live in Nigeria on Mend 90.7 FM right now. Is Bridging the Gap live, and we have yours truly, DJ Yoga, representing for Asaase 99.5 FM in Accra, and we also have Stephen Golden on Power FM on the other side right now. Do we have everybody on the line right now? Can you guys hear me?
5 stations.
That's right.
5 countries.
Right. That's right.
From this small island.
Nice one, Stephen. Can you hear me?
Our ancestors. Pinchy Kobe to the world.
Definitely.
We got Nigeria in the building. We got Ghana in the building. DJ Yoga, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I know it's...
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. here in Ghana. It's 11 p.m. here. Is late. But then again, it's late. Miss Bukola, how is it in Nigeria right now? How is the weather? How is the feeling and everything?
With Nigeria still working out their technical issues.
Yeah,
we're gonna get Lady Bukola on the line soon, but it's good to hear you live from Asaase Radio in Accra.
Definitely, Stephen.
Say good evening to the people of Jamaica.
Big shout outs to everybody inside Jamaica right now. It's quite unfortunate we cannot see you, but it's all good. We're gonna get on and start running the show right now. Let's welcome everybody listening to Bridging the Gap for the first time. This is the pilot edition, and we're just testing waters. We're just live in so many different countries across the motherland and the Caribbean. But right now we're in Jamaica on Power. What's up, Steven?
For those who don't recognize the voice, of course, it's Bangarang in the building. Back again, Power 106, Stephen Golding, Kingston, Jamaica. We got JAwAy in Freetown, Sierra Leone.
What's cooking?
Good to have you, brother.
Good to have you, JAwAy, all the way in Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes after 11 o'clock right here in Freetown, Sierra Leone. And let me say thanks to you, Stephen Golden, for having me on Pinchy Kobe Radio. Good evening also to you, DJ Yoga in Nigeria.
I'm actually in Ghana.
In Ghana.
In Accra, Ghana.
Accra, Ghana, sorry. And a special welcome also to those of you who are getting us loud and clear, wherever you are.
Definitely.
I gotta tell the people of Jamaica, though, that this is a test program. It's a pilot program. Hopefully come January 2025 it will become a regular feature, but
definitely
that is long overdue and long in the making. It shouldn't be that, being a country of over 93% African descent, that it is only now in 2024 that we are conceptualizing a program like this. I want to say shout out to the CEO of Pinchy Kobe as well.
Big shout outs to Mr. Earle Williams.
It's going to be with us later in the interview segment. And while Lady Bukola works out her technical issues, apologies also for DJ Benedict Promise Sumo from Liberia.
Yeah.
Who hopefully will be a part of the regular broadcast going forward. But it's good to be back on radio, people. Good to be back. Yoga, what's hot in Ghana?
Ghana is cool, it's chilly. We have a really nice weather tonight, which is cooling. And everybody's ready to bridge the gap with our brothers and sisters on the other side. Let's get into it right now.
All right, we got a feature in this program that we're going to begin with at all times. We call it Lyrical Libations. And as Africans, we don't begin anything without libations, recognizing our ancestors, recognizing Ubuntu.
Definitely.
Because we are recognizing the fact that if it was not for their struggles and their sacrifices, we would not be here today. It's an African way and it's an African principle. You might have recognized the rhythm that we came in over. If you were a Jamaican growing up in the 80s, how can you forget this series that came on television? It was called Shaka Zulu. And I believe it was one of the first representations, positive representations of Africans that we ever got in the media and on the television. I'm wondering, was that series big in Ghana? Was it big in Sierra Leone? My brothers, tell me.
Shaka Zulu is big. I have seen it myself. I have watched the entire series. It's a beautiful story. And I think it tells the deeper inside of how, the Western colonial masters came and they were able to infiltrate the whole system, but how strong Shaka Zulu was and how he was able to, get his way around them.
Yeah. JAwAy, what about you? You remember that series? It started a South African actor by the name of Henry Sele.
Yeah, of course, Shaka Zulu was a nice movie here in Freetown, and there was a book written by somebody. I can vividly remember that that book was one of secondary school textbooks for the literature classes. I can vividly remember that.
Well, I got to tell you, in the late 80s, there was a Jamaican DJ by the name of Major Mackerel who came out with a song called Shaka Zulu. It wasn't very complimentary. In fact, I called him out about it a couple years ago. There was an article in the Jamaican Star, so we're not going to revisit that. But we're going to pay homage to the singer who did the theme song. Her name was Margaret Namvola Msingana. She was born in Queenstown, Eastern Cape, South Africa. The song originally, in the Kosa version, right, was called Hambe Bikele. But of course, when it came on as the Shaka Zulu theme, they did an English version called We Are Growing. If you don't remember what I'm talking about, get ready and take a listen for this. We're paying homage, lyrical libations to our African mother, our South African mother, Margaret Namvula Nsingana. This is her track. It's called We Are Growing. Let's get ready for this one. Kudos to the South African film industry that put that one out there. And hearing from my brothers in Ghana and Sierra Leone and Nigeria, Lady Bukola, hope you're with us. Hope you're ready to go. But hearing from them and the fact that that movie was, and that film series was big in their country and had that effect, you know, it's wonderful. And so we are recognizing Margaret Singana. In fact, this track was translated to English and a bigger production was done for the movie. But the original was done in pure Xhosa. Yeah. And it was called Hamba Bikele. And I want to touch a little bit of that while we see if we have Lady Bukola sorted out. So take a listen to the original version of that track. Be patient, take in the words, take in the drums.
Enjoy the acoustic version right now. Great song. Really great song. Really, really great song. Margaret Singana. Hamba Bekili. We're paying homage right now on the lyrical libation on Bridging the Gap. This is the maiden edition of Bridging the Gap. If you're listening to Asaase right now in Accra, Ghana, we are logged on and we are checking out. We are actually connected with the whole continent right now. We have JAwAy in AYV, Sierra Leone, and we have our brother Stephen Golden inside Jamaica right now. We have
from
Ms.
Sierra
Bukola.
Leone, if you're from Ghana, if you're black, if you're African, you know what we mean when we say calabash and pass the calabash. What you say, JAwAy?
Yeah, but please, I want the guests to please bear in mind that this is a pilot, and the sound from my side here is not too good, but I believe the engineers are working on it. So please, let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy as we bridge the gap between Africans at home and abroad.
You know, I was having a conversation with the Pinchy Kobe CEO, Earle Williams, who just was describing how difficult they make it for Africans in the diaspora to do business with Africans on the continent. I mean, if you're sending money and you send too much money, they shut down your account and they want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I want my people to look and understand these things with open eyes and open your ears and open your mind to see that there is a conspiracy to keep us divided, to keep us apart, to keep us from being able to create wealth together. I mean, Ghana is thriving, but yet, you know, we're closer to America and England and Canada than we are to our brothers and sisters on the continent. I don't know how you feel about that, DJ Yoga.
That's very, very true. You know, the imaginary borders, all the, you know, stuff, the bureaucracies, the colonial laws are still there in existence, and we have to find a way to bridge the gap. And it's good that we have this platform right now that is connecting our brothers, you know, you in Jamaica, myself in Ghana, JAwAy in Sierra Leone, you know, Ms. Bukola in Nigeria. We're all live on different radio stations across this continent and in the Caribbean. I think it's a good start for us to be able to push the agenda, because it's really hard for us to connect as black people, as Africans, to actually come together and, you know, push one agenda. It's really hard, but now we are starting to set that agenda right now on Pinchy Kobe Radio, Bridging the Gap. And we are live on Asaase 99.9 FM in Accra. And Steven is live on Power 106 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. JAwAy?
Of course, we got JAwAy on
JAwAy.
Freeway in Sierra Leone. We up on a break, people. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to move into a Sanko for minute. You know, you're going to be tuned into Pinchy Kobe Radio. We're here to listen. We're here to learn. We're here to remember what was dismembered. We're here to bring back and unite the African family.
This is Wayne Alman of Chalice, and this is our new single, Big Baboon, distributed by Zojak and available on all streaming platforms. Check it out today, a Pinchy Kobe presentation.
Fun and impactful. With over 1 million readers monthly, the Children's Zone brings you unparalleled reach. Contact your Gleaner sales representative or call 876-9326.
Bukola, she can hear me through the mic? Or I'll turn on my phone. Bukola, give us a test. Give us a test.
In the Children's Zone.
You have to play one of the commercials.
That's right. We're still live on Bridging the Gap on Asaase 99.5 FM. We have Steven in Jamaica. We have Ms. Bukola in Nigeria. Nigeria is having a bit issue tonight, but this is actually the maiden edition we are testing, trying to connect all these radio stations together to see that we can have a future for our race. You know, black people, Africans need to come together, and this is a good way to start having conversations on the radio. Is everybody here now? Is everybody here? Hello.
Yeah, Yoga, we can hear you. Are we still? Did you go to commercial?
Yeah, I went for the commercial.
A source of support and inspiration in these.
I can't hear them while you're commercial. Play.
No, you're hearing them from this though. Oh, you didn't get the top.
Are you playing your commercials into like your station ads too, Stephen?
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Behind you.
Now I can hear you.
USB?
Yeah, man. To the one top I gave you.
Hello? Are you guys on? All right, let's just play this Chalice one more time.
This is Wayne Arman of Chalice, and this is our new single, Big Baboon, distributed by JAwAy and available on all streaming platforms. Check it out today, a Pinchy Kobe presentation.
So this is Bridging the Gap live on Asaase 99.5 in Accra. I have my people on the other side. Tonight we are testing. This is the pilot edition. In a bit we'll begin into our interview with Earle Williams, the CEO of Pinchy Kobe. He's actually the brain behind this whole Bridging the Gap project, bringing all of us together here on the continent. And in a bit we'll be having this conversation, and everybody is going to get into it. Stick and stay on Asaase 99.5. Make sure you're here with me. My name is Bernard Boateng. You can call me DJ Yoga. I'm here tonight, and I have my guys on the other side. Are you guys ready? Are you there, Steven? No, they're still not back. We're still waiting to get back, connect with our people on the other side so we can get into the conversation. This is Bridging the Gap. This is the maiden edition, and it's going to stay. We are looking to start this project in January 2025. This is actually the pilot project, trying to connect 5 radio stations, one in Jamaica, one in Sierra Leone, one in Liberia, one in Nigeria. Connect all these radio stations together so we can connect as brothers and have conversations in the future. Steven, are you guys ready for me now? Oh, I can still hear music. Hello guys, are you there?
Yeah, of course, I'm here.
Yeah, JAwAy. Steven, are you there? Steven? Is Steven there? Oh, Steven is still playing ads on his side. We're still gonna wait for a bit. Let me get back into playing one song. One song from Killing. It's coming soon.
From creative reggae hitmaker Keeling Beckford comes the brand new album Reggae Strong. Keeling marries the best of cool reggae rhythms with variety in message, positivity, and well-produced on-point instrumentation. Covering lots of emotions with simple yet powerful songwriting in For My Lover.
6 weeks in a jail for my lover, $10,000 bill for my lover,
And right love at the wrong time.
FM. This is a live simulcast, Kingston to Freetown to Accra.
That's right.
Lagos.
That's right.
DJ Yoga, Asaase Radio in Ghana. We've got JAwAy, DJ JAwAy, 101.7 FM, AYV in Sierra Leone.
Freetown.
It's quite quiet this evening across the country. I wonder why. It's 25 minutes after 11 o'clock, and since I left home, coming to work, it's been a very quiet Saturday, and it's very unusual for this to happen in Sierra Leone when it's getting close to the festive season. But I believe things will change as we get along. Don't forget to just continue to stick to the Pinchy Kobe Radio.
Over here, we are 2 weeks away from the general elections in Accra, Ghana. So people are preparing. We are all getting into the election fever. We're getting in the mood right now. So the city is calm, but if you get out there, you can still find a place to have fun if you want to party. Definitely. Steven, are we ready to move to the next segment?
Yeah, man, and we can talk a little bit more about the election in the news segment coming up in a few minutes. But yeah, I understand it's going to be a heated one in Ghana. Jamaica is also in election mode. In fact, we had a number of by-elections this week in the country, but we'll tell you a little bit more about that after the Sankofa minute. So are you ready? Give me some music in the bed. Also want to check in with Nigeria, Men 90.7 FM. Lady Bukola, give us a sound. Let us know if you're up and running.
It looks like Nigeria is not connecting tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. Miss Bukola in Nigeria is having a bit technical stuff tonight, but I'm sure people in Nigeria can hear us, though. Can they hear us, Stephen?
I hope so. I hope so. Niger family, what's going on? You know, Nigerians are the continental Africans that Jamaicans are compared to the most, you know.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And Ghana too.
I'm hoping that's a positive thing because Nigeria is a rich country. It's also the most populous country on the continent, over 200 million.
Yeah.
That's a huge country.
It
of course, we're still just 3 million, but we punch way above our weight limit. That's why we say a little but you talawa in Jamaica. And speaking about little but we talawa, this Sankofa minute, take a listen to this. Ted Ed on somebody you might have heard about but may not have known much about. He's considered to be the richest man to have ever lived on earth. And I'm going to let you listen in before I drop a few nuggets on you. We're talking about, of course, the famous Mansa of the Malian Empire. Mansa being their term for the King of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Musa I.
Musa Kita I. Ruling the Mali Empire in the 14th century CE, Mansa Musa, or the King of Kings, amassed a fortune that possibly made him one of the wealthiest people who ever lived. When Mansa Musa came to power in 1312, much of Europe was racked by famine and civil wars. But many African kingdoms and the Islamic world were flourishing, and Mansa Musa played a great role in bringing the fruits of this flourishing to his own realm. By strategically annexing the city of Timbuktu and re-establishing power over the city of Gal, he gained control over important trade routes between the Mediterranean and the West African coast, continuing a period of expansion which dramatically increased Mali's size. The territory of the Mali Empire was rich in natural resources, such as gold and salt. The world first witnessed the extent of Mansa Musa's wealth in 1324, when he took his pilgrimage to Mecca.
How many of you knew that when Mansa Musa took the Hajj to Mecca, he spent so much gold that the price of gold went down for over a decade?
Yeah.
It was also that trip to Mecca that alerted the Europeans to the fact that there was a lot of gold in Africa.
Yeah.
So as much as we celebrate Musa I for being the richest man who ever lived, he might have been the one who invited an unpleasant future to Africans.
That's true.
He made that
showcased
Hajj
the
in
riches to them.
1324. But also, here's a nugget for you all. Musa I came to the throne after the abdication of Abu Bakr II, who abdicated the throne in 1290 to take 200 ships from Mali to cross the Atlantic Ocean to what we now call the Americas. In fact, when Christopher Columbus arrived 200 years later, he was told by the native inhabitants that he was not the first to come across the Atlantic Ocean, but that others had come, but they had looked different to him, meaning that their skin were darker, their hair were woollier, and that they traded spears with gold and silver tips. These are facts, people. Facts that have been missing from our history books for too long. Did you know that Africans crossed the Atlantic 2 centuries before Christopher Columbus? Yet they've never built statues to us, and they've never given us a holiday to celebrate. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy. Yoga, what you say?
Yeah, a lot of conspiracy theories. You know, a lot of great things our people did in the past, but they were never honored for it. They were never recognized for it. Black people have always been the leaders of the movement. They started civilization And wherever you go around the world, it's a fact, it's a known fact that civilization started from Africa. That means that mathematics, fashion, beauty, everything that you can define as civilization started from Africa, in terms of making garters in the neighborhood, building architectures that are different with crazy designs. It all started from Africa. So it's about time that Africans, we realize who we are, and people wake up. We wake ourselves up, and this is why we have Bridging the Gap, Stephen, connecting everybody from the world, so everybody gets to connect in the whole movement and sharing the light together. Is it, brother?
Revolutionary radio. We're talking about 5 cities, 5 countries.
That's right.
5 microphones. Yep. From Africa to the world, from Jamaica to the world. Pinchy Kobe Radio. We're up on a quick break. We got to hear a sound from CEO Earle Williams when we get back.
Can I come in before the break, please?
Go ahead, JAwAy.
Yeah, it is known from local manuscripts as well and travelers accounts that Mansa Musa's wealth came principally from the Mali Empire controlling and taxing the trade in salt from northern regions, and especially from gold pan. But that's not what I'm really interested in. Listen to this, Steve. Over a very long period, Mali had created a large reserve of gold. Mali is also suspected to have been involved in the trade in many goods such as ivory, slaves, spices, silks, and ceramics. How true is this? Because it was called from Wikipedia, Steve.
No, very true. Very true. And in fact, Mansa Musa also built the first university city in the world when he built up Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And brought scholars from all over the world.
Yeah.
So, it's so funny because in Jamaica, when we say Timbuktu, it connotates that you're lost and can't be found. But it's so far from the original meaning of the word. Again, I tell you, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
it
Timbuktu is a school.
How we've completely been turned around 180 degrees from the facts and the truth of our history and our ancestry. But we're up on the break. We got to take a word from Pinchy Kobe, and we'll be back. DJ Yoga, DJ JAwAy, Lady Bukola in Nigeria. You're locked into Power 106 FM with me, Stephen Golding.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now.
Yeah, let's take
28.
You playing from your side, Stephen?
6:32.
Yeah.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Earle and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world.
In the heat of the night.
Now at our fingertips from the Keeling Vault, the world's most extraordinary collection of reggae music. Visit KeelingReggae.net for the largest collection of vinyl, CDs, and all-time favorite reggae DVDs. Music by favorite legendary reggae greats to the one-hit wonders from major labels like Trojan, Treasure Isles, and all the rest of the best. KeelingReggae.net, specializing in hard-to-find favorites, old and new, reggae and R&B, including the ever-popular Try Me from Keeling's incomparable discography. Visit KeelingReggae.net now. Click on Keeling Island, make your pick, place your order with an email to keelingrecords@gmail.com or just call 718-778-9470. That's 718.
Give me a song. She sounds good. Yes, we got you.
Oh, that's great.
We got you. We got you. All right.
All right, perfect. I was about to suggest we skip the news and go to Earl, but can we shorten our news to just one item each, and then go to Earl?
Yeah.
Because we're at 6:35.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we'll just
All right.
each.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. JAwAy, she sound better than you now. What's going on? We need you on the board, not through the phone.
Yeah, we're ready now. Steven, are we ready to get back to the conversation?
We're gonna play the Pinchy Kobe radio.
All right, it looks like my people are a little bit right now, you know. Let's just get into playing the Pinchy Kobe ad one more time. Pinchy Kobe is actually the man behind what we're doing tonight. It's called Bridging the Gap, and this is the pilot edition, connecting countries, connecting our brothers and sisters across the Caribbean and everywhere. And right now, we're about to get into it. Are we ready, Steve?
You're back with us on Power 106 FM in Jamaica, 101.7 AYV in Sierra Leone, 99.5 Asaase Radio in Ghana. And let us welcome now the rose between these thorns, man. You know what I mean? I'm not bullying a painting where I deal with
Miss Bukola.
the queen amongst the kings herself, Lady Bukola on 90.7 FM, Mend FM in Lagos, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Queen.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm glad you can hear me loud and clear now. I'm so glad to know you're hearing me.
Big shout out to Lagos. Big shout out to Lagos, Nigeria. Omo Naija. Wait till they happen now.
We know they carry last.
Oh, never.
Yes.
last burner boy say.
That's right. That's right. Welcome, Miss Bukola. We're happy to have you here.
Now, we know it's the latest hour in Nigeria. They're an hour ahead of Sierra Leone and Ghana. So we're talking 30 minutes, 40 minutes past midnight over there. Lady Bukola, we want to thank you for staying up with us. And we want to say big up to the listeners on Mend FM who are being treated to this revolutionary radio. Never been done before and only been done by Pinchy Kobe. What you said, JAwAy?
Well, you're on the right point. Yeah, you're cooking well. The food smells good from my side.
Nice.
Let's get into a little bit of the news before we welcome our CEO for a quick interview to tell us more about Pinchy Kobe Radio, to tell us more about Bridging the Gap. We'll start with you, Lady Bukola. What's happening in Nigeria? What's making the news room?
Yes, what is making the news around us is, I think, the challenge we having at Africans is the knowledge of our rich heritage, our culture, things that are peculiar to us, things that makes us unique, that stands us out around the globe. Now, one of the things I've come to realize that perception is everything. How you see yourself, how you see things around you, how you can relate with people across the globe. Let me bring it to this way. Now, when you ask people who are you, they want to tend to explain to you their name, where they come from, and all that. They've not actually come to know who they truly are, who they are, what they have, where they are, and where they are going. And if you don't know where you're going, where you are at the moment will just be like a bus stop. So we need to come to that understanding where each and every one of us get to know who we are.
Well said, you know.
Have,
well
where
said.
we are going. And those are the things I think we need, this knowledge gap. We need to bridge this gap. We need this knowledge thing that people need to know what they have. Because when you don't know what you have, every other person's things looks good to you. Now, if you don't know what we have as Africans, every other thing out there looks better than what we have. So black is not synonymous with lack, but every one of us, when you talk about the black, there's this
understanding or there's this realization that people bring to the table. But I feel that when we know who we are, it will go a long way to determine how far we go. I say to people around me, if you can see well, you will live well. So your perception about who you are, what you have, where you are, goes a long way to determine the outcome of situation or things around you. If I know what I have, then what you have will not be something I will be spying, because I actually know what I have. I know who I am, and I know what I can deliver. So we must come to the point where we know what can we deliver as Africans. Who are we truly? What is our culture? What's our background? What is our heritage? These are the things I think a lot of us has to come to that knowledge. I know who I am. I tell a lot of people I know who I am. So you can't confuse me. Yeah. Because I know who I am. I know what I have. You cannot.
I got to tell you, Lady Bukola, there's so many Jamaicans who would be familiar with your Nigerian accent, because so many of us enjoy those Nigerian films and soap operas, and have been enjoying it for so many decades. You want to see how Jamaicans stay glued to that when that is on a television screen. And, you know, media is one of the ways we can bring our cultures together, recapture what was taken, rediscover what was lost. You know, I think what you were saying earlier is encapsulated in the words of Marcus Garvey, you know, Jamaica's first national hero, but an African icon in his own right, when he said a people without knowledge of their past, origin, history and culture, you know, is like a tree without roots. So you're absolutely right. Don't be driftwood. Don't be driftwood. You know, be planted, be rooted.
Be rooted.
Coming from, so that those nutrients will help you to flower and will help you to blossom. We're coming up on a break shortly, but before we do that, we do want to welcome to the program our CEO for Pinchy Kobe, Mr. Earle Williams. He's on the line with us. Earle, you there?
Yes, I'm right here listening, and I'm happy. So far, so good. Fantastic.
Well, we want to welcome you to the program, Bossy. We want to say big up yourself for conceptualizing this. Big up yourself for bringing this family together. Big up yourself for creating this fraternity. And as we go forward, of course, bridging the gap, as you said. Just tell us briefly, you know, what was the inspiration behind the concept?
Well, 20 or so more years ago, I was introduced to a cassette based on a lecture by Dr. Ben. You must have heard of Dr. Ben. He died maybe 5 years ago.
Yes.
And he enlightened me and my mind to ancient African history, what we achieved, who we are, who we were, and what we need to do to get back some semblance of order in our lives. So based on that cassette, along with Muta Baruka, an icon in Jamaican radio, his bookshop called Head Start on downtown Kingston, and Dr. Leakim Samaj, lecturer at the University of the West Indies, I was inspired. And when I came into the United States with better facilities in learning in terms of YouTube and all the other platforms, I dug deep into African history. So as Mrs. Bukola is saying, I am knowing myself. It's a journey. And I feel confident about what our people did in the past, what we ought to do for the future. So that's basically my inspiration to conceptualizing the Bridging the Gap and the Pinchy Kobe websites.
Great, Mr. Williams. So let's talk about the mission for this project. How are we looking to take this far? What is the vision for?
Well, people in the diaspora, ourselves, there's a disconnect, and we are treated badly here at times by law enforcement. We don't know ourselves, and the only way we can get some semblance of justice is to ensure that Africa is united, even if it takes 100 years.
That's true.
It starts today. When we are united in Africa, one language, Swahili, one currency, no borders, maybe 100 years. But we can look to our father and our mother in the motherland for protection. We can say, hey, daddy, this guy is hurting us here. Now we can't. They beat us, they fight us, and there's nobody to turn to. Until Africa becomes one, there's no future for us in the West. And that's my feeling. So my objective is to bridge the gap and start the journey in terms of one language, one currency, maybe one army, one love.
Brother Earl is a modern day Marcus Garvey. Just make sure you're up.
Modern day.
People who sound like this and talk about these things, them come under a lot of pressure, that may I tell you. So,
yes.
You remember say you have to deploy and employ your Anansi tactics when necessary, you know, because we control the stories. You know how that go, DJ
Yes,
Yo.
sir.
Yeah.
We up on a break here at Power 106 FM. Bridging the Gap, Pinchy Kobe Radio to the world. Gonna take a break, get another sound from our hosts and sponsors, Pinchy Kobe. When we come back, it will be the Supper Club interview segment. We got a special guest, no stranger to Jamaica, no stranger to radio, no stranger to the music industry. She once went by the nickname Goldilocks. Let's hope we get her online because she's been traveling through Africa promoting reggae in Africa. We're going to be welcoming Nikki Z online with us here in the studio virtually. Power 106 FM.
Asaase 99.5 FM in Accra.
From creative reggae hitmaker Keeling Beckford comes the brand new album Reggae Strong. Keeling marries the best of cool reggae rhythms with variety in message, positivity, and well-produced on-point instrumentation. Covering lots of emotions with simple yet powerful songwriting in For My Lover.
6 weeks in a jail for my lover, $10,000 bill for my lover,
And right love at the wrong time.
found the right love at the wrong time. I know I would.
You'll be impressed by Keeling's vocals in Too Late. And Jetblade. Get the new Keeling album now, Reggae Strong, available on all music platforms, or call Keeling at 718-708-9470 because reggae will never die.
I wouldn't ever claim that one day I said and thought, I'm going to be a freedom fighter.
Pinchy Kobe.
No, I was born out of the conditions of the country that determined who I ultimately became.
Long live African freedom fighters, and long live African unity.
Pinchy Kobe Radio. Bridging the gap.
Pinchy Kobe to the world.
Final segment. We call this one the Supper Club because it's supper time here and also in Freetown, in Lagos, in Accra. What's for supper, DJ Yoga? I was jeering you earlier, telling you put down the tilapia and the banku. I was telling Lady Bukola, put down the obono and the pounded yam.
The pounded yam and the obono. Obono soup. Well, I had jollof rice. Jollof is a popular delicacy here. It's popular here. It's nice. Maybe when you're in Ghana, make you a nice jollof.
I hear there are jollof wars in West Africa.
Crazy
but neither
jollof
can
war.
claim it. I hear Nigeria tries to claim it, but jollof rice actually comes from the Senegalese people and goes back to the days of the Jollof Empire. And we know the Senegalese people speak Wolof and they eat jollof.
Want to compare Nigerian jollof with any other jollof? Is it possible?
I mean, we all know. I mean, recently they had a contest. I think the video is on YouTube. You can go and check. Ghana won. You know, the best
What?
jollof. Yeah, you can check it.
That's my-
Go on YouTube and check.
They have Jollof War. They have Jollof War t-shirts written out like the Star Wars logo. I've seen it. I got to get myself one. But listen, we got a special lady online with us. I'm glad she turned on her camera because she's looking beautiful as usual. She's just back stateside after months in Africa. The last time I think she was in Kenya. I know she's headed to South Africa in January, but I know she's been to Ghana. And listen, let me introduce her, and she can tell you where she's been. She's no stranger to Jamaican radio. In fact, the Jamaicans listening now will probably be quite happy to hear this voice that they haven't heard on the airwaves for a little time. I'm speaking of none other than Goldilocks, Nikki Z.
Nikki
What's
Z.
up, Nikki?
What's going on, Mr. Golden?
With that,
And it's
man,
really
with that.
not Goldilocks anymore, but you know.
Nice, Nikki.
You've been away too long, man, but I hope you've been well received on the continent of your forefathers and your foremothers. What's happening? Tell us where you been, what you been up to.
Yeah, honestly, I felt nothing but love. The journey started 2022 in Tanzania. And yeah, it's like I came back to radio and I kept thinking to myself, I don't want to be here. Like, I want to go back. And so, yeah, I made a choice and I said, I need to understand what this feeling is. So, yeah, I went to Ghana. I've been to Tanzania. I spent 2 weeks recently, actually about 3 in South Africa and, of course, Kenya. So, and I plan on seeing as much of the continent as possible.
Yes. Well, you know,
That's
DJ
nice.
Yoga is in Ghana. I don't know if you ran into him while you were over there. He's at 99.5 FM. Asaase
Who are we talking about? The big man?
Well, I've had the privilege to travel to Kenya. I've traveled to South Africa. I have been to Uganda and Rwanda. Pretty much most of the places in East Africa. And South Africa, I've been to Durban. I've been to Cape Town. You know, I've been to Joburg.
Yeah.
I'm an African, a true son of Africa.
I'm in love with Joe.
And I've been to Liberia too, you know? Yeah, Monrovia.
You sound like you've been everywhere except Jamaica.
Yep. Soon I'm coming to Jamaica, man. Steven.
It's coming. Let me ask you this though, Nikki, because I've noticed an increase in the number of reggae artists coming over to Africa. And doing shows. You know, I remember I went to school with continental Africans in the early 90s, and back then, they didn't see that kind of thing. In fact, up to 2000s, people in Botswana were still talking about Shabba Ranks coming there in the late 80s, you know. So that means 2 decades after they still, but now I'm hearing Etana is in Kenya, Burning Spear was there the other day. I mean, even the fact that South Africa now claims to have the largest Rastafarian population, and this is a movement that started in Jamaica. What's going on, or what do you think is going on, or is it the result of the work by people like yourself promoting reggae on the ground over there, or is it just social media? What's up?
Yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but no. No, but seriously, I think really it's always kind of been there. I think the biggest disconnect was we didn't have that inside view that we have with social media, because since I've been on the ground and what I see in Ghana, what I've seen in South Africa, what I see in Kenya, what I see in Tanzania is an undying support of the reggae and Jamaican culture. You know what I mean? It's almost a bias. If they see you're black, yes, you get love, but the minute they hear Jamaica or see anything Jamaican, it's almost you can see them light up. And that's across the board. That's not a one specific country. It's like a happiness. Oh, brother, sister, you know. And I think what's happening now with the music is a lot more artists are being proactive in trying to connect with different entities over in Africa to facilitate making these shows happen. Because it's been a couple of years, and the way Afrobeats and music in Africa has kind of risen through the charts, a lot of local promoters, they find it more feasible to shop local when they're doing a concert. And then over the years, you also have the new younger DJs who may not have been getting a filter of the music. So there's also been a disconnect so much in the club, but the people themselves love it. So I think right now they're trying to figure out how to bring it back to that place where they can get sponsors to help facilitate the plane tickets, the hotel tickets, because it is very costly to bring artists here. People, I don't think they really register. They see, oh, you can pay me this amount of money, but they forget how many plane tickets, how many have to be business class, how many hotels. It's a lot of money.
You know, it's so funny you bring that up because we were just berating the fact of how difficult they make it for us to do business with each other. And when I say we, I mean Africans in the diaspora, Africans on the continent. I mean, even when you mention a plane ticket, I guarantee you that plane has to go through London or Brussels
before. You need a transit visa or something.
And it's been this way for far too long. You know, we need.
But the politicians got together. I mean, there was a big brouhaha. Planes were flown and people got together, you know, and they discussed this years ago. If I'm not mistaken,
they've been discussing it.
Yeah, for years, but the implementation.
What is the disconnect? What is the disconnect is the question.
They claim not enough of us want to go to Africa.
That's a lie. You know, everybody in Africa,
distorting the truth.
Everybody in Africa I've spoke to wants to come to Jamaica. And trust me, there's money in Africa. People can't afford plane tickets in Africa. Maybe not everybody, but there's a significant amount of people that can definitely afford those flights. And vice versa. If we have the biggest vehicles in Jamaica, you're trying to tell me there's not Jamaicans that can pay for a plane ticket to go Africa? You're telling yourself a lie.
A lot.
You're telling yourself a lie.
You're right, Nikki.
You're very right.
You're right, Nikki.
I don't know. They need to figure it out. I've often said,
it needs to be figured out.
Why not set up the hub to come from Africa to Brazil and then into the Caribbean, maybe via Panama? But there are ways to do these flights cheaper. There are ways to bring the ticket prices down, and there are ways to promote it and advertise it so that people will take up the option. I mean, Jamaicans are flying regularly to China.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same here. Ghanaians are flying regularly to China, to UK, to America.
Dubai. Look how many Jamaicans you're seeing in Dubai. Dubai is not cheap.
See what's up. But listen, Nikki, I know it's been short but sweet. And I know you just touched back stateside. I also know you're going to be hosting, as you've done for the past couple of years, the Jamrock Cruise. That's put on annually by Damian Marley, supported by the Marley families, brothers, and so forth. You must be looking forward to that. So before we wrap up, just let the people know what's up.
Well, the Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, we're in our 9th year. Next year will be our 10th year anniversary. I had the honor of hosting every single year. So I got to big up to Damon Jr. Gong Marley because he's also been someone who's been a major influence in my journey. Because for somebody like that to always see what I do and speak nothing but greatness towards where I go with my direction, it's been empowering for me. So I have to give him a lot of love and the whole entire Jamrock crew a lot of love. It's also my birthday weekend. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
you know?
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Birthday.
I turned a big 48. I gotta shout it out. And the reason I like to say my age. There's a reason I like to tell people my age, and I like to say it because a lot of times we think that as we get older that we've done whatever with our life. So either we failed or we accomplished, but there's so much more life
That's
to
true.
you.
Yeah, I see you showing off, lady. I've seen those bikinis.
Yes.
I see what's going on. Mother of an adult son, and she's still out there in the bikinis, people, looking good.
Thank you.
Nikki,
I got his permission.
We got to leave it there. Thanks for taking the time. You know, we got the links, we got the connection.
We'll talk soon. Follow me at Nikki's
Africa, and we're gonna touch base with you from time to time. You know,
definitely, I'm gonna follow you, Nikki.
The Pinch Kobe fraternity. You know,
definitely. We got a lot to do in the future. They're gonna get those flights right.
Definitely, they're gonna get it right. We appreciate you talking with us on Bridging the Gap tonight.
Perfect.
Much love, everyone.
2 minutes before we got the clock out, but you know it's funny. Nikki mentioned Damian Marley because we got to touch a few of the songs that are trending. I'm gonna give you a little piece of this before I throw the yoga and then to JAwAy and then let Lady Bukola close out. But this song's been out for a couple months, but the video was just made and dropped about a week ago. This is Damian Jr. Gong Marley alongside Gargamel Butcher Banton alongside Bugle. I love to see my Rastafari brethren when they come together and make music. Of course, the title of this one is Thank You, Lord. And it's so funny, it comes on the heel of Gongzilla doing a remake of the Beatles' Sweet Lord. And here he comes with Thank You, Lord. Take a listen.
What more can I do but thank you, Lord? Birds are singing while the sky is blue. What more can I do but thank you, Lord?
They're telling me we got 15 seconds to close out. Who's going to match that and give us the last one? Who's ready to go?
I want to say thank you to everybody that listened to tonight's edition of Bridging the Gap on Asaase 99.5. We were bridging the gap, connecting with our brothers and sisters across the globe. And we had Stephen Golden all the way in Kingston, Jamaica. We had Miss Bukola in Lagos, Nigeria. And we had JAwAy all the way in Freetown, Sierra Leone. We had Mr. Earle Williams in United States of America. We're about to say our goodbyes. Is everybody ready?
Listen, I want to thank you all for putting this together. I want to big up CEO for Pinchy Kobe, Earle Williams. Brilliant idea. We're going to build on this. We're going to build family. We're going to build fraternity. We know there's one God. We believe in one aim, and we will realize one destiny. We are Africans at home and abroad. One people, one family, one love.
All right. On this note, I want to say thank you to everybody. Mr. JAwAy, what do you have to say before we go, Sierra Leone?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to Al for making Sierra Leone and myself being part of this one. I want to say thanks to you, DJ Yoga, in Nigeria, and also in Ghana, sorry. Also thanks to Steven in Jamaica, and the beautiful lady with us, Bukola, all the way from Ghana.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thanks for being part of this.
Yeah, you're welcome, JAwAy. Miss Bukola, what are your final words before we sign off?
I want to appreciate everyone on this platform. I want to say Bridging the Gap is something I truly love and I want to be a part of. And to the visionary of this program, I wish us to do well and better than what we're doing today. And I see us advance. I see better days ahead of us. Great. I truly appreciate you, Stephen. Thank you. I appreciate you. JAwAy, DJ Yoga, and every one of you that is there. It's nice knowing that you're there. And like I said, we here, we're too much.
Too much. Stephen, what would you say before we sign off, brother?
All things being equal and Jah being willing, you will be hearing us regularly on a Saturday come January 2025.
Definitely.
Make a call, send a text, send a WhatsApp. Let Power 106 know you've been listening and you want to hear some more of this. From an island to the continent, from Jamaica to the world, Africa for the Africans, at home and abroad.
All right, thank you so much for rocking with myself, DJ Yoga. Tonight I had Stephen all the way from Kingston, Jamaica. I had everybody else, I had Miss Bukola in Lagos, Nigeria. I had JAwAy, the man himself, in AYV, in Freetown. Yeah. All right, let's say goodbye to everybody. Are we ready to say goodbye?
Goodbye. You have a beautiful evening. Is it evening or morning?
Yeah. All right, brothers. Good night. Goodbye. It was nice bridging the gap with you guys tonight. All right, I'm signing off. My name is Bernard Boateng. You can call me DJ Yoga. You can catch a rerun of this pilot edition. This is just a pilot. We just experimented connecting 5 radio stations, 1 in Sierra Leone, 1 in Liberia, 1 in Nigeria, 1 here in Ghana, and in Kingston, Jamaica. We're looking to connect some other stations in Kenya, in South Africa, in America. Soon it's going to be bigger than this. But in the meantime, we're just here to stay. It's Bridging the Gap, hosted in Accra by DJ Yoga. We're leaving now. Thank you so much for listening tonight on Asaase Radio.
Citizens of Africa, I greet you in the name of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League of the World.
Pinchy Kobe.
We are called
to assist the earth to heal